there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. Like, of course there's ways that you can get better. Of course that there's ways that you can expand where you are. But think about it. You got here not just by the chance of luck. Well, maybe some of us. But what I realized through this awakening, through this healing, is that I got so, so fixated on everything that I found that I didn't like about myself. And I always kind of blamed it on the fact of like, well, I was self-medicating, so I was numb. Like, you know, I was drinking and smoking so that I didn't have to feel the feelings. So my thought was okay, so now that I'm sober, now that I'm paying attention and I'm aware of all these different things, all these different ways and skills and these different areas in my life that I could be doing better at, it like fully consumed me to the fact of like, oh my God, there's so much wrong with me. I have so much I need to work on. And then I overwhelmed myself. And then it comes back to where people say, like, you have to choose one, like, work on one thing at a time. And man, if that is not one of the biggest challenges, I don't know what is. Because I know for myself, there's so many different areas that I wanted to hit on that without having that instant gratification of like, okay, I'm going to work on it for a few days and, you know, like, surely it'll make a difference. I'm going on like 3-4 years now, and I'm just now starting to crack into some of the stuff that I've been working on since then. But I was thinking about it this morning, and it's not that I've been working on it since then. It's that I haven't been fully focused on it since then. I'll dabble here and there. Like, shoot, you can go through my YouTube and you can see where I'll start videos and then I'll have a good run and then I'll get sidetracked and I'll go and do something else. And like, so the main thing in my mind right now is like my authenticity. Honestly, I didn't even know what the hell authenticity was. Like, everybody kept saying, just be authentic, just be authentic. Well, then there comes the people pleasing. And then I had to uncover the fact of like, I've never been authentic. I've never been my truly self. Who the hell am I? And then that was a whole spiral, and it was like the perfectionist hit, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this, like I gotta get this right. And then it's so overwhelming and it's so depleting whenever it's like, why can't I just be? Why can't I just be myself? Why can't I just speak my mind? Why can't I just say my own opinions? And there's like the underlying fear. There's like, okay, so it's super unfamiliar, super uncomfortable because my entire life I've never done that. So then to like make myself do it, my automatic response is to get back into the proper, like, let's not piss anybody off scenario. And so I just wanted to say that there is nothing wrong with you. Like, by God, do not just allow yourself to coast where you're at, especially if you're not happy. Like, yes, you're going to have to work on different areas of your life. But now that we have the internet, there is, like, could almost be a problem in its own aspect. There is so much information out there that, you know, being a millennial, growing up in the middle of nowhere, having only Ask Jeeves back in the day, like, everybody has their own opinion. And with social media, we have more evidence, more people coming out and speaking of their experiences with therapists, with their experience with their research. And so, like, there is information out there. But take it with a grain of salt. Like, do your own research. If you are intrigued by something, then please, for the love of God, go and Google it. Go and like ask ChatGPT for references so that you can go and read a book or listen to a podcast and not just somebody on TikTok, because that will get you into your own whole different rabbit hole. I've done that. So don't do that. But there's like a fine line. Everything comes with a balance. And I was just thinking about it this morning, and it's like social media, like it's awesome because I have learned so much, like so many different ways of being that I never knew I could be. For one, like I have free will, but I just controlled myself so much into that fixed idea of how I was brought up that it was like a breath of fresh air to have all these different ideas and like get these different perceptions of like everybody around the world. And so that's cool. But then I've also found that it's a very easy tool to get wrapped up in and start becoming a hypochondriac. Like it is amazing. Like life is hard. Like whenever you become aware of things, like it becomes very challenging to not feel like I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world. Like, what the hell have I been doing all my life? And then to be scrolling and having all these people talking about their ADHD or the autism or whatever else that they're going through, it's like a validation. Like, because all you're doing is scrolling, you stop on one video that interests you, and then the algorithm just keeps flooding your shit. And so then it's almost like a mini brainwash, because all you see is these people who all have the same problem. And then you get into the tarot world and you have those people, well, if this found you, it was meant for you. And so then you're like, oh, well, fucking A, like it found me. The universe knows more than I do. So this app is my life. Like, oh my gosh, talk about feeling like a dodo for a while. I mean, you got to learn through, anyways. Use some discrepancy. Use some of your own thinking power, because like we all have trauma. We all have something that we could work on, but that doesn't mean that you're not worth it right now. Like, that doesn't mean that you're completely helpless right now. And another thing with that is like these terms, these labels that they put on us, like go to the doctor and they put labels, ADHD, autism, whatever else, anxiety, depression. They are diagnoses, but they are also labels. And just because you may have been diagnosed doesn't mean that that's the end all. Like, that does not mean that you are destined to only take that medication that one doctor had prescribed you, and like, well, this is life. Like, I can't do anything about it. I mean, even I seen a video of a guy who was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And I've seen this in multiple cases. I've seen multiple diagnoses. If they have not been wrong, like if they had not been misdiagnosed back in the day, or they just continued to be diagnosed but then they stopped taking their medicine. Like, this world is not a one size fits all. And we do have the capabilities of changing our hardware up here. Take that with a grain of salt, because there are definitely special cases. Again, there's no one size fits all, but I think we have lost the power to think for ourselves. I think we have lost the will to overcome the shit, because we see everybody else, well, this is just how life is, and woe me, and I mean, you do what you want. I'm not here to judge, but it's if you pay attention to the patterns, it's not, some people just aren't lucky because they finally made it to where they want to be. Like, they actually put in the work. And I'm not saying that therapists are bad, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't figure out like whatever label they want to put on you, but I am saying that that's not the end. Like, that's the way that I've been looking at it, is that's the key to allow you to understand like what it is you get to work on. And when I mean what it is you get to work on, I mean within yourself, like working on yourself. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents for the day. It's hard. It's hard whenever you want to be perfect. It's hard whenever you've spent the majority of the first beginning years of your life, the first 20 some odd years of your life, numbing so that you didn't have to deal with this shit, and then almost be 40 and be like, well, yeah, now it's time to actually do something and be the person that I want to be. But you're capable. You're capable. And that's not the end of the road. So be gentle on yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. And keep on keeping on. Don't give up until the fat lady sings. However politically incorrect that is. Welcome to the millennial mindset. Yeah, so until next time, let me know in the comments. Like, I mean, seriously, there's really, do your best to be the person that you want to be. But don't beat yourself up because you're not exactly where you want to be. We're never, like, even once you get there, you're going to want something more. So why not just enjoy the journey while you go through it? Fail forward. All right. Have a lovely day.